Long ago, Earth was full of life, dreams, and voices that reached the stars. Humans had spread across the galaxy. They built cities on moons, flew massive ships, and created new worlds. But the galaxy was not ready for them. The alien races, old and proud, feared how fast humans were growing. The Council of Stars met in secret. They called humans dangerous, wild, and UNTA. And so one cold night, without warning, the Council struck. Earth's colonies were destroyed first. Space stations were burned. Cities fell silent. The human fleets fought back, but they were outnumbered and betrayed. Allies turned into enemies. Friends vanished. In just 1 month, humanity was gone from the stars. The last human signal came from Earth. A simple message: we will return. One day, the stars will know our silence. After that, nothing. Earth went dark. The Council called it peace. 500 years passed. No ship ever came from Earth again. No human voice was heard. Children across the galaxy were taught that humans were gone forever. Some believed Earth had destroyed itself. Others said humans had turned into beasts or forgotten how to fly. Most didn't care, but then something strange happened. On a forgotten moon near the edge of the galaxy, a listening station picked up a signal. It was weak, broken, but old, very old. The kind of signal no one had seen in centuries. The language was ancient human code, encrypted and hidden. The alien technician who found it tried to decode it. The screen glitched. The lights flickered. Then the code vanished. He reported it, but his commander laughed. "Earth is dust," he said. "Just picked up space noise." 3 days later, the technician disappeared. His room was locked from the inside. The camera showed nothing. It's just static. Then, more signals appeared on different planets. All of them short, broken, and human. Ships were sent to investigate. None returned. Some vanished without a trace. Others sent a final image. A dark, silent ship floating near the stars. Its design was strange, old, powerful, and not seen since Earth fell. Fear began to grow in secret places. The Council tried to hide the truth. They called it space interference. But in quiet rooms, old members remembered the last human message: we will return. On a trade ship near the rim, a small crew picked up something unusual. A symbol burned into an asteroid. A hand holding fire. The ancient mark of Earth's last fleet. The captain stared at it for a long time. "This can't be real," he whispered. But deep down he knew it was. He sent the image to the Council. But before the message reached them, the ship went offline. No explosion, no signal, just silence. Panic started to grow. Someone or something was out there, watching, waiting. The Council ordered more patrols. They doubled security. They told people not to worry, but the people felt it. Something had changed in the stars. At a deep space research lab, a scientist decoded part of one message. Just 2 words: we listen. Another outpost found a satellite drifting near a gas giant. It wasn't theirs. It was human design, very old, but still active. It had been recording everything for years. They tried to shut it down. It exploded, taking the entire outpost with it. Then, the core worlds lost contact with one of their main AI hubs. Not hacked, not broken, just ... gone. Wiped clean, as if it had never existed. The Council began to argue. Some said it was a ghost fleet. Others believed humans had survived in hiding, building in silence. A few even feared the truth. Maybe humanity had never stopped watching. In the shadows of deep space, a ship moved slowly. It was black, without lights, almost invisible. Inside, figures stood quietly, looking at screens, reading reports, tracking every system that once cast them out. One of them, the captain, spoke in a calm voice. "They thought we were gone." Another nodded. "They thought silence meant death." The captain smiled, but silence was only the beginning. Outside the ship, stars burned quietly. The galaxy went on, unaware of the storm that was coming. A storm that wore no flag. A war that made no sound, because Earth had returned. And this time, It spoke in silence. The Council of Stars met again in secret chambers. Tension filled the room. Reports from across the galaxy told the same story: disappearances, dead signals, strange messages in old human code. One voice spoke above the rest. This is not random. Someone is testing us. But others still didn't believe. Humans are extinct, they said. They can't come back. It's impossible. Still, fear whispered in quiet corners. Ships vanished without reason. Defense systems failed. Satellites went blind. No one knew who or what was behind it. Then came the message. It was short, cold. Just for words. You exiled us. Remember it. Played on hundreds of screens at once on ships, spaceports, even children's learning pods. The message vanished after 10 seconds. No one could trace its source. Every system said the same thing. No access. No origin. The Council tried. To calm the people, they called it a glitch. Terrorists, they said. A trick by pirates. But the people were not fools. They remembered the stories. The humans who once spread fire through the stars. The humans who built weapons too powerful to understand. The humans who lost everything and swore to return. A single question filled the air. What if they never left? On a mining world near the edge, a young alien technician worked the night shift. She noticed something strange: ships landing without registration, moving without sound, flying in formations too perfect to be natural. She followed the signals, deep into the black zone of space, where ships weren't allowed. There she found it, a hidden structure, floating in orbit, massive, silent, covered in old Earth symbols. She tried to scan it, but her system crashed. She tried to send a report, but the signal failed. Her final message: they're here. They've been watching us. They silence. Her ship was later found empty. No signs of life, no damage. Just the Earth symbol scratched into the glass. Meanwhile, deep in space, the humans watched. Their ship was dark, silent, invisible to all scans. Inside, the crew stood around a long table. Holograms floated above it: maps, ship paths, and council networks. Every move, every secret, every weak point, they knew it all. A young man stepped forward. Phase 2? The captain nodded. Begin. In less than 24 hours, 5 major systems lost power. Not from attack, not from weapons, but from the inside. Human code crawled through their systems, rewriting everything. Doors locked, alarms failed, artificial gravity shut down. Entire cities floated into chaos. And once again, a message appeared. You exiled us. Now we watch. One planet, Talreen, tried to fight back. Their defense fleet launched into space, scanning for enemies, but they found nothing. Then their own ships turned against them. Auto-defense systems activated. Lasers fired inward. 10 ships burned before the rest surrendered. No one ever saw the attackers. The humans didn't want war. They wanted control. Quiet, invisible control. In a hidden bunker beneath the council chambers, the head of intelligence studied the data. His eyes widened as he scrolled through the hacked files. They've been inside our systems for years, he whispered. Our defense codes, our travel networks, even our thoughts. They've been reading everything. His assistant stepped back in fear. But how? How can they do this without us knowing? He answered with shaking hands. Because they became what we feared: ghosts in the stars. The council finally realized the truth. Humanity had not disappeared. They had gone dark. They had gone silent. And in that silence, they had grown powerful. The council leader, old and proud, stood in front of the others. We made a mistake, he said. We should have destroyed Earth completely. We left them with a planet, and now they've turned it into a fortress. But what do they want? Someone asked. The answer came not from him, but from the sky. Across the galaxy, every screen turned black again. One final message blinked, slow and steady. This is not war. This is justice. Panic spread like fire. The stars were no longer safe. The humans had returned not with armies, but with silence, shadows, and code. And they were everywhere. They didn't need to fight. They had already won half the galaxy and no one even saw it happen. The council could no longer lie to themselves. Something was happening. Systems were going dark. Worlds were losing power. And now, fleets were vanishing. 3 patrol fleets were sent to the edge of the galaxy. Their mission was simple: search, report, and return. Each fleet had over 100 ships, built with the best alien technology, armed with the strongest weapons. None of them came back. No signals, no damage, no wreckage. Just gone. The last message from Fleet 1 was a short video. It showed a dark shape moving through space, slow, massive, and silent. The crew didn't know what it was. It didn't match any known ship. It had no ID, no heat signature, no lights, just a single symbol on its hull, a burning hand, an old human war mark. Seconds later, the feed cut off. Fleet 2 sent no warning at all. They simply disappeared from the map. Their locator beacons stopped working. Even their black boxes were erased as if the ships never existed. Fleet 3 made it the farthest. They found a strange field of broken satellites floating in perfect formation. They scanned the area and discovered something impossible. Satellites were transmitting Earth signals, old, ancient, but still active. Their commander tried to send the data back. But before the message left, every ship in the fleet turned off. Engines dead. Weapons offline. Lights out. Then, just before the last ship went dark, one. The final message was whispered across the comms: "We are not alone." That was the last anyone heard from them. Panic exploded in the council. Worlds that once laughed at the human threat now begged for protection. People looked at the stars with fear, not wonder. The name Earth was now spoken in silence. On the council's main world, high above the sky, they launched their greatest battleship, Vanguard Eternum. A massive living machine made to defeat anything the council believed it would bring answers, but Vanguard Eternum never reached its target. It arrived near the dead zone, the region where the fleets vanished. The ship scanned the area, weapons ready at first. It found nothing. Then the stars went dark, not from clouds, not from power loss, but from ships, thousands of them, all dark, all silent. All Earth-made. They surrounded the Vanguard without firing. A shot, no message, no warning. The captain of the Vanguard stood frozen. He had never seen anything like it. "These ships, they're not even manned," he whispered. "They're machines. Fully AI." One of his officers nodded in fear. Old human tech, but improved. Perfect. Then one of the ships powered up, only for a second. A single beam of light scanned the Vanguard, then silence again. The captain ordered the crew to retreat, but nothing happened. The controls didn't respond. One by one, systems failed. Navigation, offline, blocked. AI core, rewritten. Crew, helpless. Then, a single message appeared on every screen inside the battleship. "You wanted answers? Here we are." That was the last transmission from Vanguard Eternum. When a scout ship arrived later, they found only pieces of the ship floating like ash. No bodies, no black box, no survivors. Just the symbol of the burning hand left behind, like a warning. Back. At the council, everything fell into chaos. Military leaders shouted, scientists argued. No one knew what to do. One thing was clear, which was not only back, was watching, listening, and striking without being seen. No army could stop them. No weapon could find them. No system was safe. The council called it a war, but there were no battles, no fights, no enemies to face, only silence. Then disappearance. It was a ghost war, a war the humans were winning, without making a sound, on a distant hidden base, deep. In the black regions of space, a lone human officer watched the events unfold. He looked at the floating fleet of AI ships and smiled. "They still think we want revenge," he said quietly. Another officer replied, "Let them think that." The commander nodded. "This isn't about revenge anymore. This is about control." Outside, the stars shined quietly. But something new had come to them, a power that did not roar, a force that did not fight, a shadow that moved through silence. The humans were back, and this time they weren't asking for permission. The galaxy had seen great wars before, explosions. In space, armies clashing on alien worlds, entire suns turned into fire, but this war was different. There were no big battles, no armies marching, no heroes standing tall, only silence and whispers. It started with small planets forgotten mining, colonies, remote science stations, and deep space farms. One by one, they went quiet. No distress calls, no escape ships. Just gone. When the council sent investigators, they found the same thing every time. No signs of attack, no broken walls, no blood. Everything was left behind. Food still on. Plates, lights still on, systems still working, but the people were missing. The only clue. A single sentence found scratched into walls or blinking on screens: do not resist. It was written in old human language. The council called it the Whisper War, because no one saw it begin, and no one saw it happen. It just was. Small governments gave up right away. They received secret messages, quiet offers from someone who called themselves the Returned. They were told, surrender control, stay peaceful, and no harm would come. Many obeyed. Those systems continued, running as normal, but their leaders vanished. New AI systems were installed. Everything still worked, but now, under silent human code, others tried to fight. They all vanished within a day. A famous example was the planet Dravis 5, known for its strong military. When the human message arrived, the general laughed and prepared for war. That night, every drone stopped responding. Every weapon system turned off. Their entire defense grid melted without a single shot fired. In the morning, all officers were gone, not dead, just missing. In their place was a simple message on every building: you were warned. The council was terrified. Their strongest systems were failing. Enemies were becoming ghosts. In secret, they met again. One of the older members spoke. Quietly, they're not invading. They're not killing. They're taking control. Another said yes, like hunters, quiet and fast. They don't need to destroy us. They're already inside. Some believed this war was not about revenge, but power. Humanity had become something new, something beyond war. They were everywhere. It's in every signal, in every network, and no one knew how deep it went. Meanwhile, in the shadows, the human fleet watched. Their ships had no flags, no names, no heat. Each move was planned, calculated. On board the command ship Echo Black, Captain Lyra stood before her crew. Her voice was calm. They fear noise. They expect fire and thunder, she said. But we give them whispers. Young officer asked, what's our next target? Captain Lyra smiled slightly. Not a target, a gift. The humans didn't just destroy, they sometimes helped. One dying planet with no water received, a hidden drone, fleet seeding clouds, and fixing machines. A plague on a border world ended overnight after unknown tech appeared in their labs. People began to speak of the ghosts from Earth not as monsters, but as silent protectors. Some even welcomed them. The council noticed this. Hope was dangerous. They increased propaganda. Humans are evil, they said. They will enslave us.
Odd.
But the people had seen no chains, no bombs, just quiet actions and missing leaders. The council tried to block all human code, but every firewall failed. They tried to trace the messages, but each trail ended in empty space. Desperate, they activated Project Flamewall, an ancient weapon built long ago in case humanity ever returned. It sent a pulse across nearby systems, shutting down all AI within range. For a moment, the stars were quiet. Then came the human reply. It was not loud, it was not angry. Just a whisper across every screen. Do not test our silence. That same night, Flamewall shut itself down. No human ships were seen, no weapon fired. But the system was gone. Its core melted from the inside. Its creators vanished. The council no longer knew who was listening or who was next. The Whisper War was not about fear, it was about control, and the humans controlled everything they touched, without sound, without fire, only whispers in the dark. Deep beneath the ashes of old Earth lay a secret long forgotten. Before the final exile, humanity built one last weapon. They called it Project Black Sun. It was not a bomb or a missile. It was a warship live with hidden power and driven by a mind of its own. For centuries, Project Black Sun slept. Buried under miles of rock, its systems lay silent. No one knew where it was. No one could reach it. The Council believed the weapon died with Earth. They were wrong. High in the rim, human. Scouts found strange energy readings. At first, they thought it was a natural phenomenon. But the pattern was too precise, too regular, too alive. They followed the trail to a dead planet. No atmosphere, no life. Just ruins and a hidden shaft. Their commander activated the silent. Alarms. This is it, she whispered. Prepare the awakening. Inside a secret chamber, the human crew gathered around a giant door covered in human glyphs. One by one, they entered code's ancient words passed down in secret memory. Door shook, then slid open. A dark shape filled the room. It was massive, long as a city block, tall as a mountain. Its hull absorbed light, no windows, no markings except one. The burning hand symbol of old Earth fleets. Captain Reza stepped forward. Welcome home, she said. Her voice echoed in faded, Black Sun, awaken. Deep inside, a low hum began. Lights flickered along the hull. Panels slid aside. Machines whirred. The ship's black surface rippled like water. Then, a single red eye opened at its center. The great weapon was alive. Back on the core worlds, alarm bells rang in the council chambers. Every sensor lit up. Something massive had come alive on the rim. The readings matched nothing in their archives. What is it? A council member shouted. An advisor answered in fear. Human design, very old, very powerful. Project Black Sun. Panic settled over. The room, they sent every ship they had. Battleships, drones, fighters over 1,000 craft jumped to the rim. They arrived above the dead planet. They found only silence. No fighters, no defenses. Just the black warship, glowing faint red in the dark. The Council fleet moved to attack. Open fire. Their admiral ordered. Lasers and missiles streaked across space. They struck the Black Sun's hull. For a moment, it flickered. Then it vanished. No explosion, no debris, just nothing. The Council ships hesitated, then alarms blared. There. Systems went mad. Shields collapsed. Engines stalled. Weapons turned on themselves, one by one. The fleet destroyed itself. The only sound was their own screams over the comms. On the command bridge of Project Black Sun, Captain Reza watched the chaos. She did not smile. She did not speak. The ship's AI spoke instead, in a calm voice. They called us extinct. They called us weak. Yet here we stand. Across the galaxy, news spread in minutes. Core worlds had lost their greatest fleet. Council dared not admit how. They blamed an accident, a glitch, curse. But everyone knew the truth. Project Black Sun was more than a ship. It was the last weapon of humanity, a weapon of fear, a weapon of silence, a weapon that needed no orders. To win in secret, the Council gathered to decide their next move. Should they negotiate? Should they strike first? Before they could choose, a message appeared on every screen. I am Black Sun. I am humanity's final promise. I come not to kill, but to remind. The message faded, leaving a new symbol burned into every council door. The burning hand, clenched. Around a star, on the hidden human command ship, orders came from Captain Laera. Deploy Black Sun where it is needed most. Show them our promise. The humans no longer fought with armies in space. They fought with legend, with fear, with a silent weapon that no one could stop. And in the dark reaches of the galaxy, Project Black Sun woke fully. Its engines glowed. Red? Its purpose was clear, to remind the universe that humans once ruled the stars. And now they controlled them in silence. The last human weapon had returned. And with it, promise. None would ever exile humanity again. The core worlds were the heart of the galaxy. They had everything: power, technology, wealth, and the strongest defenses ever built. For centuries, these planets ruled over the rest of the galaxy through the Council of Stars. From here, they had exiled Earth. From here, they had erased humanity. Now, something had come back, and the core worlds were about to fall. It started with small failures. A few traffic systems crashed. A few satellites went offline. Nothing serious. But then the failures spread. Communication towers died. Defense shields blinked out for seconds at a time. Then came the silence. Across all core worlds, major cities lost contact with each other. Lights flickered, power grids failed, entire planets went dark one by one. Panic grew fast. On Elion Prime, the Council's capital planet, alarms screamed. Their AI defense core, the most advanced system in the galaxy, stopped responding. Technicians tried to restart it. Engineers pulled wires, checked signals, rebooted systems. Nothing worked. The AI was still running. But it no longer listened to them. It listened to someone else. A single word flashed on every screen in the control room. "Hello?" Then, a soft voice filled the chamber. "Calm, cold, human, do not panic. We are not here to destroy you. We are already inside. This is not revenge. This is balance." The council leaders froze outside. In orbit, warships floated helplessly. One by one, their engines failed. Their weapons shut off. Pilots tried to speak, but even comms were gone. They were blind. They were deaf. They were powerless then, across every core world.
Ow.
The skies lit up not with explosions, but with symbols. Giant burning hands appeared in the sky, made of light. Hovering above every capital city, people screamed. Others fell to their knees. The message was clear. Earth had returned. But this was not war. No soldiers landed. No bombs fell. The people waited for destruction, but none came. Instead, systems began to work again better than before. Traffic moved smoothly. Power returned. Water systems cleaned themselves. Crime systems updated. Everything was faster. Smarter. But it all ran on one thing: Earth code. The council tried to fight back. They tried to launch emergency weapons, but the control buttons didn't respond. Instead, the voice returned. "Your time is over. This galaxy belongs to all. You ruled through fear. You rule through silence." The council's top general stood, shaking with anger. "You can't just take everything. You don't even show yourselves. Who are you?" The voice replied, "We are the forgotten, the broken, the exiled. We are Earth." One council member whispered, "Then what do you want?" The reply came slowly, "Peace, but under truth. And the truth is, we never left." On the streets, people began to feel the change. No more delays in food deliveries, no more power failures, no more corruption. Leaders who stole and lied simply vanished. New orders arrived, efficient, simple, silent. They came from no one, but they worked, and the people followed them. They didn't know who ruled them now, but they liked the results. In a quiet corner of space, on the bridge of statched fall space, a hidden ship, Captain Lara, watched the core worlds on her screen. "They'll come to accept it," she said. "They always do. They just needed to feel what order really means." Her second-in-command looked nervous. "We didn't fire a single weapon." Lara nodded, "and yet we won." Back on Elion Prime, one final message appeared across every screen: and phones, walls, tablets, billboards, even dreams. "You exiled us from the stars. Now we guide them from the shadows." The core has fallen not in war, but in silence. From that moment on, no one questioned it. The council still stood, but only as a shell. Real control belonged to the voice in the dark, the watchers, the returners, the ghosts of Earth. Humanity had taken back the stars, not with ships, not with fire, but with whispers, silence, and power no one saw coming. The core worlds had fallen. The people now lived under silent systems, clean, fast, perfect, but no one knew who controlled them. The Council of Stars still existed, but only in name. Their power was gone, their fleets were broken. Their words meant nothing. Yet still, they met in secret, in a dark chamber under Elion Prime. The last true leaders of the galaxy sat around a metal table. Their eyes were tired, their voices weak. "This can't continue," one of them said. "We're being erased without war, without a fight." Another slammed his fist. "We have one weapon left, one the humans never reached." They all turned toward the old general. He stood slowly and spoke just one name, Titanus Prime. The room went silent. Titanus Prime was the galaxy's most powerful defense station, hidden deep in space. Built during the human expulsion. It had only one purpose: destroy anything too powerful to control. It was massive, older than the Council itself, covered in planet-killing weapons. Run by an AI no one had contacted in centuries, it had never been used. Until now, the Council agreed. It was their last chance. They activated Titanus Prime and ordered it to fire on Earth, far away. In the black edge of the galaxy, Titanus Prime came alive, its weapons charged. Its AI lit up. Thousands of drones moved into place, coordinates locked, soul, system, Earth, but they didn't know. Earth was watching in the command ship Echo Black. Captain Liera stared at the screens. Red lights blinked across her map. Her face stayed calm. "They think Earth is unprotected," she said. A younger officer stepped forward. "Should we stop the station?" Liera shook her head. "No, let them see." Titanus Prime's main cannon began to glow. Massive energy built inside its core. The shot could erase a planet, but just before it fired, something appeared. One ship, old, scarred, black as night, floating right in front of Titanus Prime. It didn't move, didn't speak. It simply watched. The Council AI scanned it. It was too old to be a threat. It ignored the ship, fired. But the cannon never fired. Instead, Titanus Prime shut down. Every system, every weapon. Offline, the crew inside screamed in panic. Lights flickered, doors locked. Gravity failed. The AI began speaking in a voice not its own. This weapon was built in fear. It now serves truth. The crew watched in horror as the screens filled with Earth symbols. The burning hand, silent star. One officer whispered, "They didn't block us. They became us." The old defense station turned slowly, like a beast under command. It now faced Elion Prime, back at the Council chambers. Alarms screamed. They had lost control of everything. Titanus Prime now belonged to Earth. How? The Council leader shouted, "We never connected it to the network." A voice answered over the room's speakers. "You did not need to. We are already there." The chamber turned cold. Then one by one, the Council's screens blinked out. Chairs turned empty. Members disappeared. The rest tried to run, but doors sealed shut. Lights dimmed. No screams were heard outside. Just silence across the galaxy. People watched as the giant defense station, the strongest ever made, now moved under human command. But it didn't destroy anything. It simply powered down and drifted into the black dot because humanity didn't need to fight. Any more, they had already won. They didn't rule with fear. They ruled with presence, invisible, untouchable, unstoppable. In a quiet room on a secret moon, Captain Liera stood before her officers. She looked at a map of the galaxy. Every world, every station, every fleet marked. All of it now under silent human guidance. "We gave them peace," she said softly. "We gave them orders," someone asked. "What now?" Liera turned to the screen, where Earth slowly spun in space, calm and untouched. "Now, we remind them of silence." The galaxy was quiet now. No more war. No more screaming alarms. No more fleets rushing through space. From the farthest mining moon to the richest core world, everything moved like clockwork, clean, smooth, silent, but everyone knew it was not the council keeping order. It was something else, something watching, something human. Leaders still spoke to the public. Governments still passed laws at all major systems: energy, travel, water, food. Defense ran through code written in a forgotten language, old Earth code. No one knew when it had taken over. No one could shut it off, and no one tried, because everything worked better than before, faster, smarter, fairer. But behind every clean street, every working machine, every perfect schedule, was a question no one dared ask. Who is truly in control? The answer never came from a face, only from a screen. Sometimes, a message would flash for just 1 second before vanishing. We are here. Ships crossing deep space sometimes saw strange shadows in the dark hold, warships drifting silently, watching. Some said they were ghosts. Others whispered it was Earth's invisible fleet, a fleet that didn't fire, a fleet that didn't speak, but a fleet that had already won on a young colony. World, a child asked his teacher, are the humans really back? The teacher paused, then replied, they never left. People stopped fearing them. Some even trusted them. Because when disasters struck, storms, plagues, power failures, help came fast. No names, no faces, just quiet drones, silent repairs, and systems that healed themselves. The stars were safer than ever, but the silence never left. In the ruins of the council chambers, now empty and cold, vines grew through broken walls. Nature reclaimed what pride had once built. A single terminal still glowed. On it, one final message blinked slowly. Power. Built on fear falls. Order built in silence lasts forever. On a hidden moon, far beyond any star map, the last human command ship, Echo Black, floated in the shadows. Inside, Captain Liera stood alone, watching the galaxy through a wide window. Behind her, Earth shined, calm, strong, untouched. The same planet the galaxy had once tried to erase. Now, it ruled without being seen. An officer approached. All systems stable. No resistance anywhere. Full compliance. Liera nodded. Good. He hesitated. Is it really over? She smiled slightly. There was never a war. Just a return. He lowered his voice. And now? What do we do? Liera turned back to the stars. We wait, we guide, we protect. But in silence. She looked at him. In silence, they hear us louder than ever. Across space, on 1,000 worlds. People live their lives. They never saw their rulers, but they felt their presence in every light that's turned on, in every train that arrived on time, in every system that worked perfectly, as if the galaxy itself was breathing in peace. No parades, no kings, no flags, just a quiet force, watching, listening, balancing. Humanity had returned, not to destroy, not to conquer, but to remind the galaxy of what it once cast out, and to shape the future. From the shadows, above all systems, in a network no one could touch, one final message was buried deep in the code. They exiled us from the stars. Now we hold them in silence. And in that silence, humanity ruled forever.